Unleashing your inner champion, the art of turning pain into unstoppable purpose. Welcome, beautiful souls, to a journey that's about to shake the very foundations of how you see yourself and the world around you. I'm here today channeling the energy of Beyonce, the wisdom of Iyanla, the warmth of Oprah, and yes, even like a sprinkle of Erykah Badu's mystique to share with you a message that has the power to transform lives. But before we dive in, I want to give a heartfelt shout out to the incredible Lashann Broaden, whose insights and experiences have ignited this conversation. Lashann, my dear, you're not just changing lives, you're revolutionizing the very concept of what it means to be a champion in this wild, wonderful world of ours. Now, let's get real for a moment. When you hear the word champion, what pops into your mind? Is it an athlete on a podium, gold medal gleaming, a CEO in a corner office with a view that stretches for miles? Or maybe it's that friend who always seems to have it all together, juggling life's chaos with a smile and a wink. Well, folks, I'm here to flip that script and redefine what being a champion truly means. And trust me, it's got nothing to do with trophies, titles, or even having your life perfectly Instagram worthy. Let's take a moment to really let that sink in. A champion in the world we're about to explore together is someone who looks adversity dead in the eye and says, "Not today, Satan, not ever." It's about refusing to let your circumstances dictate your destiny. It's about taking your trauma, your pain, your darkest moments, and using them as fuel to light up not just your world, but the worlds of those around you. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. That sounds great and all, but you don't know my story. You don't know what I've been through. And you're absolutely right. I don't. But here's the kicker. It's not about comparing battle scars. It's about recognizing that within each of us lies an untapped reservoir of strength, resilience, and yes, championship material. Let me introduce you to Brenda Eason. Brenda's story isn't just inspiring, it's a masterclass in turning tragedy into triumph. Imagine facing a loss so devastating that it feels like the world has stopped spinning. For many, that would be the end of the story. But for Brenda, it was just the beginning. In the depths of her grief, Brenda didn't just survive. She created an entirely new universe of possibilities. She founded the Black Business Owners Network and the Black Empowered Media Network. Now, let that sink in for a moment. In her darkest hour, she didn't just find a light, she became the light illuminating paths for thousands of entrepreneurs who might have otherwise been left in the shadows. Brenda's story teaches us something profound about resilience. It's not just about bouncing back, it's about bouncing forward. It's about taking the very thing that could destroy you and using it to create something beautiful, something meaningful, something that not only heals you, but helps heal others too. But let's be real for a second. This journey isn't easy. There will be days when you want to throw in the towel, when the weight of your past feels too heavy to bear, and that's okay. Being a champion doesn't mean you never fall, it means you never stay down. Think of it like this. You're not just the protagonist in your life story, you're the author, the editor, and the publisher. You have the power to rewrite your narrative at any moment. And sometimes that means creating a whole new genre for yourself. This brings me to Jennifer Selver's story. Jennifer faced challenges that would make most of us want to curl up and hide from the world, but instead of seeing roadblocks, she saw opportunities to pave a new path. Jennifer didn't wait for someone to hand her a roadmap to success. She grabbed a metaphorical machete and carved her own trail through the jungle of life's challenges. What made Jennifer's journey so powerful wasn't just her individual resilience, it was her ability to tap into the strength of her community. She understood a fundamental truth that many of us forget. We are stronger together. In building her successful business, Jennifer didn't just elevate herself, she lifted up an entire community with her. This, my friends, is what it means to create your own lane. It's about looking at the conventional paths laid out before you and having the audacity to say thanks, but no thanks. I'll make my own way. Now, let's talk about something that's often overlooked in our quest for success and happiness: the power of healing and authenticity. In a world that often encourages us to mask our true selves, to fit into predetermined boxes, embracing our authentic selves can feel like a revolutionary act. Enter Paula Gallon, a visionary in the realm of personal development. Paula's work isn't about changing who you are, it's about becoming more of who you truly are. She developed strategies like the mirror exercise, value mapping, and courageous authenticity. Fancy names aside, what Paula's really talking about is the radical act of looking yourself in the mirror, metaphorically and literally, and saying, I see you, I accept you, and I'm ready to unleash your full potential. Imagine for a moment what your life would look like if you aligned every decision, every action with your truest self. It's not about becoming someone else's version of successful. It's about becoming the fullest, most authentic version of yourself. Now, I can almost hear the gears turning in your beautiful minds. This all sounds great, you're thinking, but how does this apply to my life? How can I actually put this into practice? Well, my darlings, it starts with the shift in perspective. It starts with looking at your challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities. It starts with recognizing that your pain, your struggles, your traumas, they don't define you. They refine you. Let's get a little metaphorical for a moment. Imagine you're a diamond in the rough. Those challenges you face, they're the pressure that transforms you. The setbacks you encounter, they're the cuts that reveal your brilliance. And you're not just the diamond. You're also the master jeweler, deciding how to cut and polish your own facets. But here's the thing. This process isn't automatic. It requires conscious effort. It requires you to choose every single day to be resilient, to create your own path, to seek healing and empowerment. So how do we do this? How do we move from being survivors to becoming champions? First, embrace your resilience. Remember, resilience isn't about never falling down. It's about always getting back up, maybe with a little more sass and a lot more wisdom. So the next time life throws you a curveball, instead of asking, why me? Ask, what can I learn from this? How can this make me even more fabulous? Second, don't be afraid to create your own lane. If the traditional paths aren't working for you, it's time to break out the mental bulldozer and forge your own. Your unique experiences, your distinct perspective. These aren't liabilities. They're your superpowers. Use them to create a path so bright, so bold, that others can't help but follow in your footsteps. Third, prioritize your healing. Create safe spaces for yourself where you can be vulnerable, where you can process your experiences, where you can align with your authentic self. Remember, healing isn't a destination. It's a journey. And honey, it's a journey worth taking, complete with pit stops for self-care, moments of celebration, and yes, even the occasional detour into what the heck am I doing? Territory. Now, let's talk about the ripple effect of becoming a champion in your own life. When you embrace your resilience, when you create your own path, when you prioritize your healing, you don't just change your own life. You become a beacon of hope for others. You create a community of resilience, a network of trailblazers, a safe space for collective healing and growth. Imagine a world where we all embrace this mindset, a world where we saw our challenges as opportunities for growth, where we weren't afraid to create our own paths, where we prioritize healing and empowerment. What kind of world would that be? I'll tell you what kind of world it would be. It would be a world of champions. Not champions defined by trophies or titles, but champions defined by their resilience, their authenticity, their ability to turn pain into purpose. A world where every individual recognizes their inherent worth and power, regardless of their circumstances. As we come to the end of our time together, I want to leave you with more than just inspiration. I want to leave you with a call to action, a challenge that will shake you to your core and ignite a fire in your soul. Here it is. I challenge you to become the champion of your own life. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right here, right now. I challenge you to look at the areas of your life where you've been playing small, where you've been letting your circumstances define you, and decide to rewrite that story. Start by identifying one area of your life where you've been a survivor and commit to becoming a champion in that area. Maybe it's in your career where you've been settling for less than you deserve. Maybe it's in your relationships where you've been accepting treatment that doesn't honor your worth. Or maybe it's in your personal growth where you've been putting off that dream, that goal that has been whispering to your soul. Whatever it is, I want you to make a commitment right now. Say it out loud with me. I am not just a survivor, I am a champion. And starting today, I commit to creating my own lane, to turning my pain into purpose, to becoming the author of my own destiny. But don't stop there. I want you to take it one step further. I want you to reach out to someone in your life who needs to hear this message. Share your commitment with them. Invite them to join you on this journey of transformation. Because remember, true champions don't just elevate themselves, they lift others up along the way. And as you embark on this journey, remember the stories of Brenda, Jennifer, and Paula. Remember that your challenges are not your destiny. They are the raw material from which you will forge your legacy. Remember that your uniqueness is not a liability, it's your greatest asset. And remember that your healing is not selfish, it's the greatest gift you can give to the world. So, my beautiful, resilient champions in the making, are you ready? Are you ready to turn your survival story into a success story? Are you ready to create a lane so bright, so bold that it lights the way for others? Are you ready to become the champion you were always meant to be? The world is waiting for you. Your lane is waiting for you to create it. Your purpose is waiting for you to claim it. And your champion self, it's been there all along, just waiting for you to unleash it. So go forth, my champions. Go forth and show the world what you're made of. Go forth and turn your pain into unstoppable purpose. Go forth and unleash your inner champion. The world needs your light, your resilience, your unique brilliance. And trust me, once you start shining, there'll be no stopping you. Thank you. And remember, you are not just a survivor, you are a champion. Now go out there and claim your crown.